Oh no!
You
Oh
motherfuckers.
my god. Oh my god.
What's
Oh
up?
my god.
You motherfuckers.
Just jumping
Oh
on.
my
I love
God.
Yeah, just jumping on. Just don't get any notification I see fucking gets tweeted about. Sick. You guys are the
Did
worst.
you just text us? Was that you?
That's why I texted you, yes.
Oh, you motherfuckers. I thought that was Reynolds. Who said that? I said, what do we
Hey,
got?
we're finishing up our over-unders for the year. We're doing terrible.
Hey,
But you can.
speak for yourself, bro.
True.
I stand by all of mine still.
I stand by 90% of mine. Padres was bad, but
The Padres went nowhere.
We are coming to you guys late. You ready for some hot takes?
I am just slapping on hot takes, just slapping all day.
You want the introduction, or are we past that at this point?
To my right, I can take a quick appreciation. Quentin Beno. I got co-host Vish. How you doing, Vish?
This is just not accurate. It's here for the high grade.
We're all from Colorado. Have a lot of Rockies friends.
Congratulations on getting married.
Hey, you idiot.
Are you ready for some hot takes?
He's like, this is what you bet on the Rockies in April.
Question mark.
It's 12:30 in the morning.
So,
Go Cubs. What'd you say?
bottom of the order.
Go Cubs.
Dodgers. All right. It was at 101.5. Nick and I both went over. Connor went under. Connor went over. They won 106 games. The only reason I think I went under on this was I didn't think they were gonna get Max Scherzer. You know, not my fault. It's not my fault.
agreed.
It's not my fault.
That. And Trey Turner, who's their best player.
He definitely won in more than 5 games, and they lost their one of their pitchers that was going to lose in games, so it was just a recipe for success for them.
Yeah. Did they lose?
Yankees projection was 95.5. They were the second highest projected. I had them over. Nick had them over. Connor had them under. They were under at 92. Connor, you're 2-0. Good for you.
Here, I'll keep track.
Nick probably should have just realized how bad their rotation was.
Like, who'd they even have? Like, to start, dude. There were definitely some better arms. They had some hopes in. Who was it?
I also thought the Rays would be worse.
I've always loved Tyon. Who else did they get? Yeah, me too. I assumed the Rays would be worse. I was incorrect.
And the Red Sox, which I don't know. Padres. Oh, God, we suck at this.
Yeah.
The Padres, we all had over at 94.5. I strictly remember me saying, I think they will win the division.
Dude, drinking the Kool-Aid would be an understatement. I was like slurping. I was like milk gallon jug, whatever, challenge in the Padres.
You know,
Just give me all of them, is what I'm trying to say. I was like, give me all
I think, also, I don't remember when we did this. It might have been like February maybe or March. I think it was like right when Darvish got signed too. So I was like, oh yeah. He's worth another 10 games.
Yeah, I figured he'd regress some, but I figured he'd be really good still. Which he started off really well and then just was dead, so.
All right, come on. Let's get a win here, this next one. All right, another loss. All right, come on. The Braves were at 91.5. We all had the over. They won 88 games, so another loss.
At least they won the division. I mean, I feel good about that pick because they won the division.
I feel good about that pick. Acuna got hurt, and they started off so
Yeah,
slow.
Their best pitcher and hitter both got hurt, so I'm happy with that pick.
Remember
They were
early
keeping
on?
those guys.
Remember early on we were talking about how they were just children. They finally stood up though.
They are children.
Nick, are we both 0 for 4 here?
Yes, so we have not won one.
Hey! And Nick, we got the Mets 90.5.
Okay, I know I went under here.
Yeah, me, you, and Connor went under. Our
Yeah.
first wins.
How many did they win? Like 78, 77?
They won 77, and it was 91.5.
Dude, that is so bad. How does that happen?
Nick, remember we were just talking about the drinking the Kool-Aid for the Padres? Did the opposite for the Mets.
Well, dude,
Everyone was like, "Oh, they're gonna be so good." And me and you were like, it's the Mets. Something will happen.
are you gonna
DeGrom got hurt.
30 years?
You see Syndergaard through a game?
Yeah, he's thrown out of relief some.
No, he started. He threw 1 inning.
Oh, really? I thought he threw out of relief.
He threw 1 inning. They threw him in the last game of the year. One
Did he
inning.
just throw a fastball changeup? I remember
Why?
he came out and was like, I can guys with a fastball changeup. Are you hurt?
Also, but like, why?
Yeah, I don't know.
What was the purpose of
It was
that?
like, hey, we still have this guy.
He's like, hey, guy, and he struck out 2, went 1, 2, 3. So like building for next year. Gonna get those
Yeah.
projections high for next year.
It was probably their interim GM who will
Interim
undoubtedly
GM.
have a
Is there?
offseason
there
scandal of some sort. It was probably that guy saying to himself, "If I play Syndergaard, I can pitch to the GM or the owner, the new owner Steve Cohen. Hey, look what I did." That's probably what it was.
Okay. White Sox. This is great. We're good. We're gonna get a roll here.
Yeah.
The White Sox projection was 90.5. Man, that was a steal.
No,
They
that's just
ba- even though they barely did it, they had 93. But
I mean,
all
they
three,
lost Eloy and Gobert though, so like,
yeah, all
they
three
still.
of us had over Connor.
The White Sox are a
Um,
good organization, and as of late, they've done a really good job. I mean, obviously, but anyway, continue.
yeah, and if they they had guys that wrote on like Rendon just had an insane year.
Yeah, I mean, for sure, but they just covered their tracks well too. Like they had
Yeah.
good depth, and good minor league help,
Um,
like Burger in when they needed him too. A couple of different guys, but anyway, keep going. Sorry,
Twins at 88.5. Remember what you did, Nick?
I didn't go over. Don't tell me I went over.
No, me and you went under. Connor went over. The
Good. I was
Twins
about
won
to say I hated
73
starting.
games. So hey, Nick, that's 3 in a row for us.
I mean, we're on a roll. Sorry, cats.
No
I'm
roll.
ever yelling.
Oh, this one's close. The A's at 87.5. I had the under. Nick had the over. Connor had the over. It was the
86.
under at 86. 1.5 games.
Well played.
Good line. So I'll take one there, and then you two out. Astros.
Gonna be a bad trade in 2 years.
Astros were
Luzardo for
Astros were also at 87.5. We all took the over, and they won the division. 95 wins. I think I've got like 5 in a row there. Blue Jays was 86.5. I went under. Nick, you went under as well.
Oh, what the fuck?
I'm surprised by that.
Yeah, I've been hard on them all year too, not just the last month and a half.
And then Connor went over, and it was over at 91.
Reynolds, you
Nick,
genius.
let's stop on this one for a second.
Why did I go under? They were like my sleeper team for the year.
I know why I went under.
Why?
I didn't love the rotation, and the division scared me. I thought the Yankees were going to win a lot.
I didn't think Vlad would be this, I guess, but I also thought Bichette was a little bit better than 800
And
OPS.
Nick, I'll give you. I know why you went under now.
Why?
The next team is also at 86.5, the Rays, and you went over.
Oh, yeah,
Makes sense.
yeah.
Connor, next up, Rays were 86.5. Obviously, they won 100 games. Nick and I had over. You had under. Yeah, that's a tough one for you.
I mean, I still don't think they'd be this good. They're fucking by the American League.
Interesting news. I don't know if I texted you, and it was that group message, but Shane Baz will be starting game 2. Connor, it'll be his 4th career start.
Wow. Does he have any big league appearances yet?
Yeah, it's his 4th. This will be his 4th one.
Oh, okay. I got you.
So he started 3 games.
Oh, all in the big leagues?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought they tried in the minors. Okay, I got you.
No.
He's
No.
good. He is so good.
We were talking about the Rays being like, well, I don't remember what I was going to say, Nick. We were talking about it earlier with Boz having no experience, and the Rays being like, we don't give a fuck. That's not a statistic. We look at metric.
They're like
We look at his other stuff and he dominates his age or anything like that.
Yeah, you know what human beings say? It's a 22-year-old throwing a postseason start with 13 big league innings. The Rays, in other words, computers say he has a 2.0 whip ERA and a .68 whip.
Yeah, every baseball guy ever right now, old head, is watching this going, God damn it, what is going on? Why? Why? And the Rays are like, our computers say he will throw 4.1 innings, 1 hit, and 6 strikeouts.
You guys ever seen like those Iron Man movies with like Ultron, or those Avenger movies, whatever. The ones with like Ultron and Jarvis, like the
Yeah.
Mhm.
movies. If you when you walk into their front office, like baseball operations floor, it's just like a bunch of
Those.
computers, and then you hear a bunch of robot voices that sound like Jarvis. There's one that is Jarvis that runs the organization.
The Red Sox just won. By the
Wowzers,
way.
man.
The Red.
Did Garrett Cole just
It is-
struggle or what?
He
Dude,
let
if
up He let up a 2-run homer to Xander. You want to talk about it now or after?
After, my bad.
Yeah, we'll finish this up first. Connor, you got the Rays down. Cardinals. Nick, you don't even, just take the L. It was 86.5. I had the over. Connor, Nick, you had the under.
Brutal.
Nick, you don't have to explain
Please
yourself.
stand by. The team is bad.
The Cardinals could be the 1927 Yankees, and the win total could be 30, and Nick would be like, I don't care. It's under. It's under for me.
Although that's correct, I actually think they're a bad team. Still,
Oh, I
They
thought you were
won
going to say,
17.
I thought you were going to say, even though that is correct, the 1927 Yankees wouldn't win 30 games. That's what I thought you were going to say.
Their best hitter has like an 800 OPS, who is an ex-Rocky, and is the most overrated player in my lifetime.
Next one, dude, this should have been our lock, this next one. 83.5 Brewers.
Yeah, I was convinced they were going to win 90 games. I also thought the Cubs were going to win around high 80s.
All three of us had over.
Yeah, that's the easiest bet of all time. I didn't bet it
Yeah.
because again I was rooting for the Cubs to win the division, and now I have a World Series Brewers bet once the Cubs collapse. But anyway,
Next we got the Angels at 83.5. I went the
they're
over.
not-
Nick went the over, and Connor went the over.
you guys-
Obviously,
you
obviously the
shocked.
Angels.
We've been through this
the
with them
Ang-
and the Phillies for the past like 5 years.
The Angels won 87 or 77, so they did not. I will probably take this one for both you guys. I probably try to convince you of this. Them and the Phillies. I probably try to convince you every second. Be like, this is their year. This is the time they do it. Nick, you got to jump on.
The Phillies, you didn't try to convince me. The Phillies, I remember you saying, Nick, you're gonna kill me for this, because the first like 3 years in the Phillies, I did it with you, and then I finally learned last year to be like, they're just destined to never put it together.
Indians 81.5. This was really stupid. Oh, I almost did it. Oh, the Indians were 81.5 and they won 80 games. Oh, that was close.
I don't know, I'm sure.
I had over, you had under, Conrad under.
Oh, I went under.
Yeah,
So surprised. I
man,
really had no
they were looking good for. The rotation's good. I stand by it. They don't have any hitters, but good
Yeah,
rotation.
me too. I mean, they got a lot of deep rotation arms in their bullpens. Actually, I can let you Karen Chuck, but continue. Sorry.
Next we got the Reds. We all went under. They won 83 games. It was 81.5, so we all were wrong on that as well. I stand by that one though.
Damn you, Joey Votto.
You rarely see a team that is the third best team in the division. You rarely see three teams go over 500, so I stand by that.
2015, Cubs won 97 games. We're the third best team in the division.
Phillies, Nick. Speaking of Phillies, it was 80.5. They won 80. They won 82 games. I obviously had the over. Connor also had the over.
No.
Nick had the over as well.
Okay, I was about to say like that's so low. I don't like. Going into the year, I knew the Phillies wouldn't be great, but that's way too low.
I convinced them. This one's obviously all. Oh, Connor got this right. Red Sox 80.5. They won 93 games, 92 games. I had the under. Nick had the under. Connor had the over. I kind of stand by this, so I'm glad I lost twice on this because I also bet on the Yankees tonight to win. So
They're better than the Cardinals, but I stand by it. They're not good.
they're like Devers coming out of nowhere, not really nowhere, but Devers having an insane year. He just led that offense, man. They were so good.
And like Verdugo, I've always thought he was solid, but he played
Getting
well.
Schwarber.
Schwarber's been their best player. And then, like, everywhere else. But, like, Dahlback obviously came on at the end of the year.
Hmm.
All that kind of. They can hit. It's just, like, I never thought they could pitch. And Sale, as much as I've always loved him his whole career, it was like, what else is there?
And he was hurt till, what,
Yeah,
3/4 of the year.
So, Sale was going to pitch, but, like, what else? Like, Eduardo's been a 4-starter his whole career, and then you've Evaldi, who's injury prone and overrated, honestly. And then he pitched well in the 90s, a really good postseason arm, blah, blah, whatever. Sure, all that's true, but there's just no starting pitching depth there. So I stand by it, there's none. I don't know how they're pitching.
Next, we got the Cubs. They're at 7.5, 8.5. Obviously, we already talked about this. Nick went over. Connor and I went under. They were under, obviously, by 7 games.
It might have been. So if they didn't sell, they'd for sure be over that. Would have been good. They'd have been over that.
Next, this should have also been our lock. The Diamondbacks were 75.5.
Holy shit.
Diamondbacks won 52 games. We
team
all had. I had the under. Connor had the under. Nick had the under. That should have been our lock. That and the Brewers should have been our locks. Another one that should. Their lock should have been Giants 72.5. You had the under.
No.
Connor had the. Sorry, you had the over. Connor had the over, and I had the over. We all had the over.
I mean, yeah, that's so low.
It's so low.
When the year started, I said they were going to be, like, frisky because they had a bunch of solid veteran arms who I've thought for years have been underrated, but I also didn't think Descalfini was an ace. Not that he is, but he threw like it. Like, they just got careers from everybody, so, like, this is going to regress next year, but it's been awesome, and they're good. They're cool.
Marlins, you had the over. Nick had the over. I had the over. Connor had the under. They won 67 games, and the line was at 70.5. So
The offense is worse than I thought it was.
their bullpen was so atrocious.
Dude, guess who their best hitter is and guess their OPS. Like, their best guy who played the full year.
I stand by this over, dude. They should have still got 70.5. They blew
I agree.
so many games.
Also, their best out of the line the other day, their highest OPS was Jazz Chisholm, who had like a 730, which is fine. Like, Jazz is a solid, like, young player, but he was their
You know
best
why?
hitter.
You know why I want to stand by this one too? Because Nick, what did we say before the year? Connor, you're gonna
What?
watch this, and they're gonna be a lot of 2-1 games, and that's what happened. So, like, Jesus Christ, Nick, you're not helping yourself here on this
What?
one.
What did I say?
You got Tigers here. How many wins they had?
don't even know.
Tigers line. Oh wait, you were good. Tigers line 69.5. You had the over. Connor and I had the under. I think I said before the year they were gonna win like 55 games.
What was the line set at?
69.5.
And they won 69?
They won
You're
77.
A couple veterans that are
77.
fine.
Okay.
And then Mize pitched well, thank fuck. Like,
We got
my guys-
Rangers. Rangers were at 67.5. They won 60 games. I had the over. Connor had the over. Nick had the under. Nick's just hot now since Burns jumped on the
Yeah, I've been hot.
call. The O's were at 64.5. We all had the under. They won 52 games.
How long are the Orioles going to be the worst team in the league? Like, how long is it going to happen?
Didn't Chris Davis retire? Didn't he retire?
No, but they
that
still
year?
they pay him for like the next 15 years. He has one of those contracts where they have to give him like 1.5 million every year, even when he retires.
Oh,
There's a
really?
ton of
Because I thought he
it's like-
retired.
it's not fun.
Maybe
doesn't matter.
Maybe that'll break the curse. Maybe that's what the Mets need to do with what's his name. That
Bobby Bonilla.
yeah. Maybe they just need to get rid of that kind of deal. Get rid of the juju.
Well,
The
that
Mets
dude
need
gets
to
paid till like
disband-
2032. So
Yeah.
They-
The Mets
they-
need to disband, burn their stadium to the ground, and move cities and change their name. And then they'll win like 79
they
games.
need to move to New Jersey. I think that's the move.
Hey, at least they can play 2 catchers in a couple of years.
If
They
they
can just play 2. They'll play 2 catchers in a couple of years. They'll have Henry Davis and Adley up there.
I'm really confused.
You can't play 2 catchers in the same game.
I hate you so
Also,
much.
Is that
Those
like a
guys
new
don't
shift?
play
You have
the same
2 catchers behind the plate.
Well, it's just their two best prospects, so I don't know what they're gonna do.
Those guys aren't on the same team.
Andrew Davis,
Pirates.
fuck me. Listen, in my defense, those organizations am I really that off?
I mean,
Granted, no, the Pirates were good like 5 years ago. Like actually really good like 5 years ago.
All right, you know what? I'll wear that one. All right,
and they
you know,
got rid of McCutcheon.
I was when I was talking about the Mets. So then you mentioning two prospects who were just both catchers, and I was like, what is happening?
anyway, I'm just gonna finish these off. Rockies, we all had the under. They were over.
You're over. I forgot they played so well last month.
They one of the best home wreckers in baseball.
Sparking the signings of Antonio Senzateller and CJ Kern.
Did you see that, Connor?
Yeah, I saw that they re-signed him. Cron.
Burns, did you see that?
Burns, did you see Senzateller's contract?
Whose contract?
Antonio Senzatella
No.
They just gave him an extension.
for 5 years.
Just
50
take a
million.
guess at what Antonio Senzateller's extension is. I'm getting
Come on.
giddy so bad.
How much? How
Keep in
much?
mind, this guy's a career 5 ERA. He's horrendous.
They probably gave him a lot of money, which is ridiculous.
5 years, 50 million.
Dude,
Man, that's
dude,
awesome.
we were talking.
It's the best when you trade away Arenado and give an organization $50 million, and then you do that.
Hey, Nick, think about that. We're paying pretty much Senzella $100 million. You look at it like that.
Dude,
So
the
can't believe
worst.
that thing. Can we talk about that for a second?
No, just hold on. Cal Hendricks' contract is 4 years, $50 million, and Antonio Senzatella is 5 years, $50 million.
Let me finish this
Literally
under.
a fucking an entire two difference in their career ERAs. Like that's horrific.
Nick, let
I
me
know
just
he's
finish
a
these.
Rocky, like-
Let me
Right,
just
they
finish.
probably,
this
they
last-
probably see something we don't see. He's gonna come back with like a 2 next year.
No, he's not.
No.
The guy has throws.
This is gonna be the
Well,
smartest
the worst
contract
one.
ever. He's gonna outperform it. Watch. He's gonna be a
No,
Cy
we-
Young
we-
next year.
Burns, we were just looking at his numbers. He's like a career like 1.4 WHIP, and he like his K per nine's like 5. But this is terrible. We're honestly considering that his 4.5 ERA is the best he can do. Like that's his ceiling, and he's been hitting it.
That's so tough, bro.
I don't understand how the Rockies do business. I would love to get in that organization and just kind of see what goes on there.
I think he get fired early on. Huh?
I mean, I think they're just like, let's pull whatever dipshit we have in AAA up, and then when the guy had 10 OPS because they're playing like Coors Field, they're like, this guy is the next Bo Bichette. Let's give him $100 million. And when their pitcher has a 17 ERA because he plays at Coors Field, they're like, oh, this guy's not great, but he sells jerseys, so they're like, okay, let's just let's keep him around, and they just stay shitty forever. That's what happens.
I feel like this next offseason they're gonna trade away Trevor Story to like who needs a shortstop right now?
He's a free agent.
Oh, he's a free agent. Well, he is.
Yeah,
not.
he's gone.
Remember, we can re-sign him or trade him before the deadline.
He's not.
Their best player, I think, is Brendan Rodgers, but their best player.
Oh, what an idiot! How did
Consistently-
they not trade him this year? God, they're stupid.
Oh, Burns. They came out and they said we wanted the compensation pick at the end.
No,
of
he
the
didn't say that. They said
Start of the second round.
they said
They would take their chances.
the comp pick was better than anything they were offered. It's different.
Meanwhile, Javier Baez, who is a comparable player, returned the Mets' 5th best prospect.
All right. Anyway,
you-
let me, Nick. We're gonna finish this real quick. The Pirates are the last team on air. Okay.
Okay, I probably went over. Actually,
It was 58.5.
I went over.
I went under. You went under. Connor went under.
Oh God,
The Pirates won 61 games. So we were wrong.
that team is so fucking bad. It's so
Ooh.
bad.
They went over their projections, so good for them. Brian Hayes,
Shane Baz.
baby.
Welcome to the postseason, Shane Baz.
Connor, how did we do?
If we're being honest, I stopped taking tally because I lost track of like 3 teams.
Great.
Jesus,
I'm gonna
man.
say I won then.
The
I-
last notion I had. I want you guys to guess how many teams was I able to keep track of?
Like maybe 12.
It's a great question. 17.
Burns. How many teams do you? I was supposed to keep tally of how we did our records. How many teams do you think I did?
How many teams you think you like
Connor,
correctly?
Burns is so
No,
confused.
no.
I was
Just ignore it. Just
Guys, I
tell
joined
us so we
halfway
can.
through. You fuckers
I
ignore me.
I remembered to do 3 teams and I forgot.
What are we doing here?
I had 3-0 for myself, 0-3 for you guys, and then I stopped keeping track.
Like right when we went on like a 5 streak. Thanks.
Oh, do you guys see Trevor Bauer posted on Instagram?
Yeah,
Yeah, he posted
a YouTube video.
Yeah, he had like a watch party. I was like, that ain't it, man. That ain't it.
Is available and it speaks for
That's a
itself.
tough one.
Well, he posted on Twitter and said update.
You think they activate him on the roster?
Big 4.
That would be
That
an absolute power move.
Actually, he wouldn't even. Would he even start in that rotation right now?
For sure.
Ooh,
They probably put Dustin May into the pen.
Yeah.
well, like, you're not gonna have a 5-man rotation in the playoffs.
Well, it'd be Scherzer, Bueller, Urias, and then
Kershaw.
No, Kershaw's hurt.
Which is not hurt, is
And
he?
Bauer's probably better at this
Kershaw's
point,
hurt.
which pains me a bit.
I think they said Kershaw will be ready for the NLCS maybe.
Yeah.
They're like,
he's-
he'll be ready for the World Series. Yes, we're getting into the World Series.
I'll tell you what. If the Cardinals find a way to win this wild card game, they are my World Series pick.
I hate you. They're such a bad team.
Dude, Burns, you're not much of a better, right?
No, I'm not. I will get addicted and it will be bad, so I just steer clear of that.
That's
Tomorrow, the Cardinals are such big underdogs.
It just makes me want to take them, even though I think Max Scherzer's.
They're double money. So like, if you put $10, you make 23.
I don't know why I got that weird feeling like it's like a sneaky Cardinals year where
How
they're
would
just
you do
like,
this? How would you
okay,
do this?
they made the playoffs, okay, they're not going to go far, and then they just win. It's got
I hate
Are
you.
you
Why
right?
is that? Why do you hate me?
You got to
If
give
you
me
can
some
name-
reason. You got to give me some
They're
reason.
the hottest team in baseball right now. They won 1 billion games.
Agreed. That team's
A
bad.
billion.
They have 3 hitters and like
3
a
hitters.
bunch of 40-year-olds who suck. In
And
rotation, other than
Adam
John.
Wainwright's turning back the clock. He's gonna
Like,
absolutely.
listen,
He's
I
gonna
get it.
fucking shove. He's gonna
No, Burns.
Hey,
You know
what?
who's gonna shove?
I'm on the Cardinals bandwagon. They're winning the World Series. They will win.
Burns.
There
Burns.
it is. There you have
That
it.
team is terrible.
Nick, let me say one thing here.
They're gonna win 2-1 tomorrow. Adam Wainwright is gonna absolutely shove. Tyler O'Neill solo shot. Paul Goldschmidt solo shot.
No. Because
Yeah.
you know who's gonna
They're
shove
their
tomorrow?
2 best hitters. And there's Arenado, who's fine, and the rest of them are
Tyler O'Neill is sick. Are you kidding me?
No, I know. I said him and Goldspin are really good, and then Arenado's fine, and Carlson's fine. Who else?
I
Edmonds,
do not like.
he's bad.
I hate Harrison Bader. I do not like him.
Yeah, me either. He's bad also. He just can't hit it all. He can't hit a curveball at all. Any off speed.
They're gonna win. They're winning tomorrow. Watch.
I mean,
It's gonna
I
be.
hate to say this, and I will never say it, but I'm going to say it. I could see that as well, especially because they got all these veteran arms who are just old as hell. Like, Lester sucks right now, but he's also John Lester. And when you throw him in the playoffs, he's probably just going to become John Lester again. So it is possible. Granted, I do think that roster is extremely flawed, but I get what you're saying. I can see it as well. Granted, they are playing the greatest team ever, who's platooning Cody Bellinger, who won an MVP in center field. They're not actually doing that, but they could do that. That's how good they are. So I don't know. We'll see.
It's just one. It's one game, man. It's one game. Anything can happen in
Yeah.
one game.
Yeah, but Max Scherzer has 2 colored eyes, like 2 different colored eyes. Just
True.
that.
Sure, I
Good
don't like to bet against the Schurs. I think Schurs is gonna shove, and I think they're gonna go to the pen and they're gonna fucking blow it.
I mean, Kenley Jansen is a literal sack.
I don't know if he's literally a sack, but
He's not literally a sack, but he's the most overrated bullpen arm over the last 4 years.
Well, because he doesn't.
He's on like a 3-3. Like he's fine. He blows a shit ton of saves.
Yeah. There's that one dude, the G, that just throws the most easy 100 ever. It's like Brendan, like blah 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 blah. I don't know.
I was gonna say Phil Bick.
Oh, it's like Brendan,
It's
Ball or something. I don't know how to pronounce it.
It's Brewster Groderall. He's the twin.
Yeah.
He's the twins.
Yeah.
He's a joke. His stuff is fucking.
He throws the most easy, absurd 100 I've ever seen. It's actually
That dude is legitimately like trash can legs. Like he's a unit, but he's also like not. You know what I'm trying? He's just thick. He's a thick boy, but in a good way.
He's a thick boy. Double C.
The slider's also incredible. The Twins gave him up like nothing. I don't even remember what the Twins got from them, but it was not good.
Nick Burns. Yeah. I'm gonna give you 8 reasons why the Dodgers will win tomorrow.
8.
You ready? Betts, Seager, Turner, Muncy, Turner, Smith, Pollock, Scherzer. Bam, done.
It's one game, man. They can all go over.
Yeah, it's one game where one of those fucking studs can go 3 for 3. The likelihood of that is really good.
That's the beauty of the wild card. It's the beauty of the wild card. Anything can happen.
Is it beauty or is it kind of bullshit?
Oh, it's absolute bullshit that the second best record in the MLB is playing in a wild card game. It's fucking absolutely ridiculous.
It just makes no fucking sense.
It makes no sense in the world. Like, what are we doing?
Like the wild card game's cool, but it's also like like the Dodgers just won over 100 games, and we're like, nah, here you go.
Oh, yeah, it's not. They won 106 games.
106.
Yeah.
And they have to play in a wild card game. It's absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah.
Baseball.
So next year, if they move to a 3-game, would that be better? 3-game wild card.
A wild card, give people buys, and then just roll. I'm fine with a 3-game series. That'd be better. But I'm just saying, like, I like the buy idea.
I think the buy idea 3-game series makes the most sense.
It also heavily incentivizes the regular season even more. Obviously, already is, but.
Burns,
I was listening to a show today, and they were talking about it. They got to do something to, not reward tanking, because there's 5 teams I think this year with over 100 losses. That's just
but were those teams really tanking? It's like, you're really tanking for picks.
The Pirates are The Pirates, they were tanking. They suck.
Yeah, but how really valuable is a third to second pick in baseball?
That's the problem. I don't know how it would work, but like it's just the discrepancy is so bad in baseball, especially with no salary cap too. Like,
well, the big thing is
there's zero hope.
The big thing is teams holding down because of service time, which is one of the reasons they lose games.
But like, I don't know. They got to make it. I mean, I think they got to do something, because like the luxury tax, nobody gives a flying fuck about. Like, Dodgers are $1 billion over that luxury tax, and they just said, yeah, we're gonna get Max Scherzer and Trey Turner. We don't care. It's fucking bullshit. Honestly, it is. Their team is already set. Right. We're gonna add one of the best shortstops, and we're gonna add already a Hall of Fame pitcher who's a savage beast to our lineup, because we don't care. We have $1 billion.
Hey, be the Rays.
Absolutely.
The Rays don't complain.
And they don't.
Rays are
Computers. They don't have developed ways.
Computers can't complain.
Yeah.
Yep, there you go.
You
That should be the Rays' new slogan. Computers can't complain.
Listen, I don't want a salary cap. I don't know how else to level the playing field.
The salary cap wouldn't matter.
They don't need to go crazy, but make some sort of cap. Jesus. They'll never do it. They'll never do it.
The owners make too much money already. I'm almost on the players' side for the market sports network just got created, and I don't know how to level the playing field though. I mean, I don't know. The Orioles should be good in 5 years after picking first 55 times in a row.
No, that.
How many other rushers do you need?
Absolute dumpster fire. They suck, and I hate them. So
Burns, after you saying the Dodgers don't care about the salary cap. They just signed another great shortstop and a pitcher. You're still picking the Cardinals tomorrow.
Could you take
I have a
away?
word to say. It's just
I hate you.
In his
weird.
defense, he did say if they win tomorrow, they're his World Series team.
That's the coldest
did
take
say
ever
if
in my
they-
life.
Could you take away international signing bonus money?
No, because I would fuck.
You could, but then like
I would fuck everybody.
I don't know
Why would that
how
fuck everybody?
you divvy that up evenly.
Baseball's just insane the way they do things. Everything they do is fucking nuts.
Is what
It is unlike any of the other big four sports. It is crazy.
I mean, yeah, the whole thing's fucking just ridiculous. It's all ridiculous.
Actually, it's heinous. Like the fact that the Mets are still paying Bobby Bonilla is like the most ridiculous thing ever. Like everything, the structure of their contracts, like just how everything happens is absolutely heinous.
Yeah, I mean for sure. And then like international signing money, what, just what? I'm just gonna keep saying the
Also,
word, like,
international
what?
signing money, I think it's $5 million a year, whatever it is. Most teams just use it on one player,
Yeah, well the Yankees every year are like, who's the best guy?
and they like
Well, it's
Dominguez
just
got
like,
Jason
why
Dominguez
are
got
those guys
5
just in
points.
the draft? Like, just have them part of the draft.
That's what I'm saying. Like, why do we have that? Like, why? What? Like, what? That's why. Like,
It
what?
doesn't make sense.
Why-
Like in hockey, like you're drafting guys from Russia, Sweden, where the fuck you want.
Same thing in the
And then
NBA.
you got like, oh, this 16-year-old from the Dominican Republic, we're gonna give him $5 million.
Yeah, it makes no sense.
It's awesome.
It makes no sense.
So
like,
awesome.
what is that?
What do you
What
guys-
is that?
What do you guys think about? We got games tomorrow. What do you guys think about the matchups? What do you guys think about who's starting? What do you guys kind of see with Boston winning tonight? What do you
Well,
guys kind of?
Burns is
Also,
blind.
real
Burns
quick,
is
just
blind
last
already.
thing. One thing really quick before we go on to that. Why can you trade international signing bonus money, but you can't trade draft picks? That makes no sense. I'm just gonna now
That's
we're
another
done.
thing. Why can't you trade fucking draft picks? It's
Well,
absolutely.
you can trade international signing pool money. You can trade that. Like again, what?
Baseball makes
Well,
no sense.
Why would
Wait.
you trade draft? What are you gonna do with draft picks though? You're gonna
What are you
fucking
doing with
accumulate
international
fucking
signing
bunch of.
bonus? It's the same thing.
Just
players,
like
you
every
know?
other sport does with them, you trade them.
Yeah, no, but
You're
you're gonna
telling me
accumulate.
the
You're gonna
Pirates-
accumulate a bunch
the
of
Pirates-
20th round picks.
The Pirates this year, like
Draft a player.
think about the first 10 rounds of the draft are actually like huge.
For sure.
And like the Pirates trading away Adam Frazier this year. You're not telling me it's like, hey, give us your first, second, third, fourth, and fifth round picks. Like
Yeah.
they'd say,
That'd be
okay,
awesome.
sure.
Yeah, but would you want to trade for prospects more than more surefire than picks?
No, I
Not necessarily.
almost
but
agree
it's
with
like
you.
you're because it's also the thing of like, okay, now we get more picks. You can like your scouts are like, okay, now we can get these guys that we want.
Yeah. You can get your
And
guys.
as
That's
well as
true.
if you trust your player development, then it makes way more sense.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, the Pirates shouldn't trust their player development more than the Dodgers.
Also, but why can you trade international signing bonus money? That makes no. If you can do that, why can you trade picks? It makes no sense. But anyway, games. I don't know. The playoffs are weird. It never makes any sense to me. So I'm gonna pick. I don't know who's gonna win it all. The Braves. The Braves are winning it all.
No, that's ridiculous. That's not true, Nick. You don't believe that? I know you don't.
Listen, I don't think they're gonna win it all, which is why I do. If that makes sense.
I think
I actually
division-wise.
think my sleeper is the Brewers. The Brewers can pitch like nobody else. And if they just get a little hot offensively, they're the best bullpen and starting rotation.
I would say
Fuck.
division-wise. I think if you are a betting man listening to this, I think the Brewers
Have the best odds.
are the best odds to win their division game. I think they're the most lock over the Braves.
I think the
I
Brewers are the
think-
best odds for the World Series. I'm gonna
No.
look at what they are right now.
Oh, by
I
like
almost think
value-wise,
like value that they're the most.
that might. No. Check what the Giants are.
She won't let me. I hate the Giants. Whatever their odds are, I hate it. I hate it so
Burns,
much.
who did you say you wanted? White Sox or Astros?
I want the white. No, I want the Astros. I fucking hate Tony La Russa.
No, I'm saying, but who do you think's better?
No,
Hey, Moose.
That one's
I think the White Sox are better.
Oh, dude, the Giants are the worst odds by far. They're plus 250. It's horrendous. I would
The
never bet that.
Astros are the favorite in the
Yeah,
series.
that was right.
I picked the. I don't know. I like the White Sox.
I do too. No, I don't. I don't know. That one I'm not
Cardinals are
touching.
plus
Man,
2,500.
I think Giolito and Lance Lynn are gonna fucking dominate those first 2 games.
Yeah, but over
You should-
McCullers.
Pile on the Brewers. You should pile on the Brewers. They're plus 800 right now.
I might have to do that, honestly.
I mean, fucking Corbin Burns
The
and
Rays are plus
Luke are
650.
so nasty.
For 850,
Plus 650.
I might take them too.
I like the Brewers way more, but
What's the White Sox and Astros?
White Sox are 700. The Astros are 475. I wouldn't do the Astros.
Dude, I like the White Sox too.
I like the Brewers by far from my value perspective. I think they're the best team. They're not the best
Oh, the
team.
Cardinals assume are the lowest.
Yeah, they're plus 2,500. They're by far the lowest. The Red Sox are the next closest, and they're 1,400.
Q, your
Yeah, I mean-
your camera's still off, by the way.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, okay.
Why is it off?
Because I don't want you to see my beautiful face and feel bad.
Oh, okay. Makes sense.
He just accepts that.
I just
Yeah, I don't.
realistically though, I don't have a beard. I just am self-conscious about it.
It's okay, man. Not everyone can grow it. I'll get there.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm gonna give you what you should bet on every single series. Here's exactly how it's
every
gonna
single
go.
series and they haven't happened yet.
Here's exactly how it's gonna go, Nick. Brewers are gonna win in 3.
Wherever
The
that.
Dodgers are gonna win tomorrow. The Dodgers are gonna win in 4. Then the Dodgers are gonna beat the Brewers in 6.
Like that, yeah.
Then on the other side, the Red Sox will lose to the Rays in 4.
The Red Sox beat the Rays. I've said it.
The Astros will beat the White Sox in 5. The Astros will upset the Rays in 7. And then the Dodgers will play the Astros again in the World Series. It's not what the
lame.
people want, but that's
I
exactly
would
what's going to
go up
happen.
if that was the World Series.
That's exactly what's going to happen.
I'll ride if that happens. And then baseball goes on strike next year, and then MLB collapses.
That's it. What's
I
the World Series the people want?
I would love.
White Sox Dodgers.
I don't want to see the fucking Dodgers again.
I mean, the people probably want the Cardinals, which makes me want to fucking kill myself. But
No,
it is
the people
what it
don't
is.
want the Cardinals.
Same as the baseball town, and they're a historic franchise, so, and the underdogs. So
I would love to see. I don't know and I'm a big Braves guy, but like without
me too. No Acuna stuff. Yeah.
Acuna
Or
and
Soroka, your boy.
I actually
Yeah.
don't care about.
You don't care about
It's
him?
really sad. Think about if they had Acuna and Soroka.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
with
They're
Soler
actually like
now.
legitimate contenders.
I love their
Oh,
team.
Literally their best pitcher and their best hitter.
The only reason they really made it in is because the NL East is an absolute dumpster fire.
They picked it up at the end, for sure.
Bro, the Mets are
How
still
many games
good,
did they
though.
win? Fucking 87? Like,
I think 91.
did they win 91?
Yeah,
guess
that one
think
80,
so.
that one 80.
I can tell you I have it up.
Oh, do you have it up? Hey, stop. No scratching.
I have the standings up. We just went over it, remember?
No, I thought they won 88, though.
They won 88.
They won 88. Yeah,
I
you're right.
mean, it's a sick joke that you make playoffs with 88 games. What a dumb division. Dumb
What
rules.
did I say? What did I
Burns
say?
is just upset. I get it.
Fucking upset, man. That was. No, we're not. I'm not talking about the game.
Burns, let's talk about. Did you watch the game tonight?
Right? Did you say?
Did you watch the game tonight?
I was working at the gym, so like I kind of caught bits and pieces. I don't know. I fucking hate both teams. I just hate them both. I don't care. Like,
Same.
I would love it if both those teams, like a Mariners Blue Jays wild card, would have been way more fucking exciting than.
No.
Blue Jays just would have been electric. Fuck the Mariners for just
Yeah.
being dumb. But Red Sox Jays would have been.
Yeah, I know. Like, dude, like, I'm so sick of the Yankees and Red Sox. I don't care. And like, they're like, oh, Yankees Red Sox historic. Like, they haven't had a rivalry in like fucking 15
Did you-
years.
Yeah, no.
Burns, did you see with the Yankees? I don't know if you saw, but it was going to be a 3-way tie The Red Sox got to be at home, and the Blue Jays got to be at home, and the Yankees got to pick who they played. The Yankees picked the Red Sox. They didn't want to play the Blue Jays.
Yeah.
The Blue Jays are better.
I think
in his press conference was like, "We're the best team in baseball right now," and I was like, "Honestly, fucking probably."
I don't know about that, but they're
They have the
definitely
best record. They have the best record since June 10th.
They're
Also,
the best team. They're the best wild card team.
In April, May, and June, they played in Dunedin and then Buffalo, and then they finally got back to Toronto, man.
How would you feel? Okay, how would you feel about a White Sox?
They also had 170 run differential and still won 91 games.
183 run differential.
183.
Yeah, yeah. They just blew up. They won games like 21-3 at sometimes. They
They lost like
obviously, but
the first 3 months, which is like ridiculous. Brad Hand, I tweeted this. Brad Hand absolutely fucked the season. He ruined my life.
How would you?
I kind of liked the pickup though when he got DFA'd. I kind of liked it. I was like, oh, it's a sneaky move.
Oh my god, that fucking guy, man. What a.
And then he was so bad.
He literally walked 4 guys, and the Mariners walked stuff. He walked 4 guys in a row. We lost. That's how we lost the game. That's how we lost the one game we needed to win. He absolutely. He had a 7 ERA with us. He literally gave up a run every single time he put him in the fucking game. He single-handedly ruined the season.
Listen.
And I hate him now. I saw Brad Hand. I would just let him have it.
I mean, that's fair.
You guys want to hear stuff?
Oh, somebody DM him. Get him on this. I'll fucking. Oh.
Garrett Cole this year. Hey, Nick, real quick. Garrett Cole at Fenway this year. 18 innings, 15 runs.
It's terrible.
That's not what you want to see.
It's like alarmingly bad. Why'd they start him?
Shut up. Shut up. That was the dumbest thing I ever heard you say.
Like pitcher in baseball.
String with Jordan
So
Montgomery.
Who should have started? Tell me.
Jordan Montgomery.
Luis Gil.
Actually, fucking Mike Montgomery, pulling from Japan.
And they should have brought Masahiro Tanaka back.
I'm so over the Yankees. It's insane. I was just over them like 3 months ago.
I hate that team, man. I just don't like them. Like Judge, Stan. Like I don't know. They just have no personality. They're fucking losers.
I kind of like Judge, but other than that, I hate all of them.
He's just so mad.
Who is Gio Urshela, and why did 3 months of being good get him like a 10-year contract? Like he's like a fucking bad player, and like people are acting like he still has like an 850 OPS.
He's been a very consistent baseball player.
Huh?
He's been a very consistent baseball player.
Yeah, but like consistently after.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I'm gonna pull up his numbers, but like I was just tired of the year. I started the year and was like, oh, the Yankees, blah blah, just suck them off, and then they started sucking, and everyone was writing stories about that, and panicking, and then everyone was back in, and then everyone was back out, and then everyone was back in, and I was like, I'm tired of this. Like if I was on the Yankees, I'd blow my head off, but I'm just tired of hearing about this. Like they're not good. After 160 games, if you're not good, you're not good.
I just generally just hate the Yankees. They're everything I hate about baseball.
I'm going to list you Gio Urshela's career stats and his stats this year. They're eerily similar and eerily average. 267, 14 home runs, and a 720 OPS this year. 420 at-bats. In his career, he's hitting 271, so 4 points higher. 49 home runs and a 740 OPS. He's just not a good player.
That's no. He's a solid baseball player.
He's bad. Oh no, he's worse.
Bad. If you say he had a 220 career, I'd be like, okay, yeah, he's bad. He's got a 271. That's pretty fucking good. What's his OBP?
Yeah, with a 740 OPS, that's not good.
Not great, but like it's average. He doesn't suck. He is.
Burns likes OPS. I mean, Burns likes batting.
Why do people think like he's not good? He's not a good player.
He's average, and average is fine.
Yeah, average is average.
You can't tell me he's a bad player.
Okay, he should be your worst starter if you're a playoff team. Like he's not even a good defender. Like he's fine. Like Gio Urshela is the color beige. He's just like
Exactly.
that.
He's an average baseball player. He's an average.
He's just like
Hey.
that.
Hey,
wrong
Nick.
with that?
Hey, Nick.
There's nothing wrong with
I hate this
don't know
guy. I
what
hate
fucking
you.
problem is right now. You've got some fucking issues.
This guy
Nick
fucking
Ulmer. Nick
Oh,
Ulmer.
he doesn't. He's got. What do you mean? He's got average stats. He can't say facts.
Yes, Q, what's up?
Absolutely. You're a fucking ridiculous person.
I got Aaron Boone in the background now taking doing a press conference after the game. Would you have sat there and been like,
fucking
"Hey,
Yeah, I bet he's saying, "Oh, hey, we lost because Gio Urshela sucks." That's what he's saying.
Nick, would
He's
you have
just too
sat there?
average.
Nick,
Oh,
would
they
you have
like
sat
him.
there?
That's why I'm confused. Like, why do they like him? Like,
Because he's a good baseball player. He's throwing like 7-8 hole. Like, what do you want from him?
Nick,
to not play.
Better
Like,
OPS apparently.
not put him Miguel anymore.
Wow. What is wrong with you?
All right.
Nick.
Someone else.
Quit fucking talking
He's
about
bad.
Gio Urshela.
This guy's bad. That's
dude,
all
am I
know.
on
He's
mute
bad.
right now?
No, you're not. Keep going.
Would you? My thing was gonna say, Nick, would you have sat there right there and been like, "Well, Garrett Cole hasn't pitched well at Fenway. Maybe you shouldn't have started him." Is that the question you would ask him?
That's not what they asked.
I'm sure one reporter will ask him something similar to that.
He's like, "Well, he has been bad at Fenway."
They'll probably phrase it as like, "Hey, Aaron. So, just what was your thought process considering Garrett Cole has struggled immensely at Fenway? Like, why'd you decide to give him the ball tonight?" And then Aaron Boone, because he's a dipshit, will in return respond like a dipshit and go. He'll act like confused by the question when he should just say because he's fucking Garrett Cole. And
My next question is: would the Rays have pitched Garrett Cole
yes, for an inning.
for 1 inning? They would have. He would have came in the second inning.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. They would have thrown probably like
Yarborough.
who's the no? I'm saying of Yankees players. Who's the Yankees like?
Oh, right.
Most- Who's the Yankees Gio Urshela of their bullpen?
Chad Green.
They'd have thrown whoever that is in the first inning and then gone to Garrett Cole in the second inning.
Nope.
This question is taking a very weird turn.
Garrett Cole probably would have won 6 innings.
Idiot.
Hey, Moose, come here.
You named your cat Moose.
What's up?
Your cat's name is Moose.
Yeah, he's after Mike Moustakis, actually, unknowingly to my wife.
Oh, that's sick. Is that
Yeah,
how's that to be able to say now?
Oh, I like Mike Moustakis. I have like nothing against him. I just when he was in the Brewers, I wanted to name our cat for a Cubs player, and then I was like, oh, we could go after a Brewers player, and I said Moose, and she was like, oh, that sounds good. After Mike Moustakis.
No, you hooligan. How is it calling your used to be fiance your wife now?
Oh, it's not bad. It's I'm getting used to it, you know.
There you
I'm
go.
glad Burns didn't come to the wedding.
Mike Moustakis sucks.
Oh my fucking god, my cat's eating my mic. The cord. Come on, hey, stop. Miles.
As long as it's not the power cord to your laptop for your internet,
stop.
it'll be okay.
I want to punch Burns in the face right now.
Why? 'Cause I'm so hot.
No, because you just are being insanely annoying with this fucking Geo thing.
Listen,
This is
Gio Urshela's not
it's just
good.
a ridiculous take. It's so dumb.
This guy's 50 career home runs. 50.
Okay. He's a fucking average baseball.
Vlad Guerrero Jr. 50 this year. Hey,
Some guys don't know home runs, man. I don't know what you want from them.
if you're hitting
Burns,
270
Burns,
with like no
I want you
walks,
to give me some hot takes for the postseason.
The Cardinals are gonna fucking win it. That's my hot take.
I'm that
That
No.
is
the hottest
Like-
take I can have.
Give me a
my
hot
betting
take. That,
definition that is literally the hottest.
That I think that the fucking Cardinals are gonna beat the Dodgers, then beat the Giants, and then probably beat the Brewers and be where the fuck I mean.
By far the worst betting odds. We just gave you the hottest possible take.
yeah, I was looking for a hot take that
Hot
could
take.
kind of come true.
I think
I mean,
in Game 3 of the Boston Tampa series, they're gonna brawl. and Brett Phillips is gonna break his leg. There's no.
All right, I'm done. I'm done with you. You see Shane Boz is starting game 2, Burns?
The fact that they just have that guy is actually just ridiculous.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Like, how do you think? Like they did the Padres too with Luis Patino, who's been pretty but like, how did they just call these teams for these? Who's your hardest throwing 17-year-old, the 20-year-old? And then the team answers, and then they're like, yeah, we'll also, we already are getting a lot from you, but we'll also take that guy. And every team's like, look at the Padres, they're like, we'll take Francisco Mejia, and who's your hardest throwing minor leaguer? And they're like, Luis Patino. And they're like, yeah, we'll take him too. And the Padres are like, okay. Granted, that one doesn't look as bad because Mejia's fine and Patino's fine, but Shane Boz
I would love to do like an actual deep dive of how they do player development because it is absolutely wild how they just
The Rays.
Yeah, how they just all these guys, especially like their bullpen, like you just have 96 plus with like ridiculous movement and wipeout sliders.
I would be so curious to see how many guys go from 2 seams to 4 seams or 4 seams to 2 seams or sliders to curveballs. Because I would guarantee every single has made at least one like pitch usage change.
For sure, because there's like a fine line of like letting guys do what they're comfortable with, but also telling them what's going to make them the most successful. It's like, how do they walk?
I don't even think it's what they're comfortable with. I think they get there and they're like, okay, hey dude, your 2-seam fastball is ass. You're only throwing a 4-seam now, and you're going to throw a curveball with it. And
I wonder if they even make him just throw everything, take all of that data, and then go off and be like, here are the best opportunities to grow with them. And he's like, we're just focusing on these. They
already have the data.
That's why true,
they get these guys. That's why they get them. They're like, okay, this guy's good, but he's underperforming with the Padres because he's throwing this pitch. But we can trade for him, and then we're going to tell this guy to only throw these 2 pitches and he's become a stud. And then that's how they do things.
They're so smart. Also, they're like the one team who like they get like their frontline starter. Like they got Blake Snell who won a Cy Young dominated, and like most teams are like hoarding these guys, and they're like they start picking up the phone and calling teams and being like, what can we flip our best asset on our best contract? Like he's cheap to get back to help us get better. It makes that's not
hilarious.
That's actually logical, but they're good at it.
I remember when they did that trade, and I was like, I just remember thinking, I was like, I feel like they're gonna be better this year. Like they're gonna be a better team. Like nobody does that.
I remember like being
like
Cy
Young winner and becomes better.
Your Cy Young winner on like a $10 million deal for the next like 4 years, and they're like, let's shop him.
Dude, it's so crazy too. Like Kiermaier's their highest paid player.
He's their worst player.
Kiermaier sucks. He sucks.
But that dude makes $8 million, and that's their highest paid player.
That's the wall to make grabs. Sometimes that's all he's good for.
Imagine Kevin Kiermaier has more home runs than Gio Urshela in his career. The Rays are incredible though. I don't know. The hard thing is like there's like I don't know. They're obviously a contender. I'm a big believer in like the human side of the game. Obviously you guys all are as well. So like there's definitely a part of that where you can't obviously turn that, you can't quantify that, I guess. So it's just like every year.
I'm really curious how game. I'm really curious how game 2 is gonna go with that. Your 4th career star is a playoff game.
I think he's gonna have the shortest leash of all time. So like I don't think it's gonna matter. Like if he walks the first like 2 dudes, they're literally just gonna fucking pull him. Like they're not letting this dude ride. Like even if he's like cruising through 3,
they'll probably go up with a fucking opener or something crazy. I don't know.
Yeah, like even if he's cruising through like 3 innings.
Why just Johnny Holstaff it? Like
yeah, I'm sure they'll do that. Yeah, and there's no chance let him go more than 4 innings. 5, I guess 5 maybe, but definitely not more than 5.
I have a question for you guys.
How about Charlie Morton in their bolt? Like, how about him? He's just a stud, and I hate it. I hate the Rays. I just
on the Rays. He's on the Braves.
He's on the Braves.
Oh, he's on the Braves now. Oh, that was last year, but still,
You
he's
fucking
just-
idiot. No, I know.
I got a question.
You're
I got a
right.
question for you two.
Yeah, please.
Besides the Padres, who was the biggest letdown team of the year?
Great question. I mean, mine's Padres are 2 for me, and the Cubs are 1 because just
The
personal.
Twins.
The
I
Twins.
think it's got to be the Mets.
Yeah,
Nah.
dude.
Has to
I
be the
never
Mets.
thought the Twins were good. The Mets I knew weren't good, but if their roster is so fucking good.
Like what they did in the offseason was like, oh, the Mets are here, and they
Yeah.
did Mets things.
Like, think about going
Mets
into the
did
year
the
with the
Mets.
Mets.
Oh,
Going into the year
Mets.
with the Mets, their catcher was James McCann, who they paid a lot of money to. Pete Alonso at first, who would be playing second.
Lindor. Francisco
Let's just call it
Lindor.
whatever Javi Baez, we're just gonna call it that. Lindor at short. Third's fucking JD Davis, who's been playing well for them. In the outfield, you'd have Conforto, McNeil, and the other lefty bat. What's his name? What's that left-handed hitter? It's like,
Some
does he
guy.
piss me off?
Some guy.
But you know what I'm saying? Like, they have a good roster, and then they got Cookie, already had DeGrom. Syndergaard wasn't going to be healthy, but it is what it is. Who else they have? They had another solid arm, too. They have, like, some
Well,
good
Stroman.
arms.
Marcus. Yes,
Oh, yeah,
as soon as-
Stroman. The best arm. Like, that team should have won games. And then Edwin Diaz obviously out of the pen. Like, and then I think they had Betances still. Like, they had good guys, and they just. And again, going into the year, I was
the
like,
worst part.
Well, and like for what that division is,
That's what I was gonna say.
yeah.
either it was either them, the Braves, or the Phillies were gonna take control of that division.
You got so many breaks
Sure.
in that division.
Like I don't know,
Like,
they're
so many
all
breaks.
three of those teams are just like around 500 forever.
Yep. No one wanted to win the division.
At least the Braves had.
The Mets are screwed because Noah Syndergaard pulls his lat or whatever the fuck every time he pitches. DeGrom, get DeGrom out of New York. Get him the hell out of there. That guy deserves to play.
Are we on the
Very sad.
are we on the Mike Trout thing now with him? Just like get him out.
Yeah, 100%. Get that guy the fuck out of there.
Like do baseball favors.
Yeah. Oh my god, the Mets.
He's almost worse. Like, Mike Trout, at least, like, when they sucked, signed a $500 million contract. So you're like, okay, you can't feel that bad for him. And he chose to stay there and wants to be there. I, of course, think DeGrom wants to be there, but he didn't just sign for $500 million. So, at least for Trout, you can be like, he's worth $500 million. Like, at least they're paying him a lot of money. Rightfully so. Rightfully so. I'm just saying. DeGrom might be worse than Trout for me with, like, get him out. Especially because, like, the Mets are just, like, the funniest. It's like they could literally have, like, Barry Bonds in his prime. Ken Caminiti in his prime. I don't know why I said him. It was really rude.
I don't
Like,
know
Willie
why. I don't know why you said that either.
Ron.
That was the most random name you could have fucking pulled out of your ass.
He's also dead. I don't know why I keep choosing dead people for this. I don't know what's wrong with me.
Oh god.
He wanted to be, but
You could have a dead guy and it wouldn't win.
they could have prime Ty Cobb. No, but they would still find a way to fuck it up. It's like it's honestly like I know the Angels do, but like the Angels are always bad. Like their roster, everyone like they signed like one big guy, like Anthony Rendon. They had like 17 holes, and they just signed Anthony Rendon, and everyone was like, maybe the Angels will be good. And I was like, what? But the Mets, it's like they should be good, but they just can't do it, which makes me laugh. But feel
The
bad for
Angels
them,
physically cannot develop a pitcher or sign a pitcher.
which is hilarious.
It's actually insane to me. Like, go out and get a fucking free agent pitcher, please.
Well, also, they don't even try to sign the top guys. They're like Jose Quintana after a 4-year stint in Chicago of being very bad.
They can't.
Go get a stud. Why not? No.
How do you, Nick, how do you expect him to sign top arms when they say, hey, we have like 7 holes? You know what? Anthony Rendon for $300 million.
Listen,
You can't afford
we know
anyone
we
else.
got out on a $430 million contract. You know what else I think we need? I think we in Justin Upton's on like $150 million. I think we should probably
And Pujols.
Yeah, and Pujols, by the way, also still getting paid like $20 a year.
Dude, they had 4 guys make $130 million this year.
That is
The fact that Justin
horrifying.
Upton,
That's 3 times. That's over double to what the Rays' whole payroll is.
I can't believe Justin Upton kept signing like big tickets, man. I thought that guy's just been overrated his entire career.
Yeah, like he's a good, not great. He's good. He's a good bat. Not great,
I'm gonna-
good.
God, I hope
But also
his
he's
numbers are.
like injury prone though.
For sure. Like if I'm a team, I'd have given him like 60 million for like 4 years.
Nick,
We're
I'm sorry to
BJ,
tell
I
you
think.
this.
Not now, I'm saying, but back. Continue. Yeah, what's up?
I'm sorry to tell you this. His numbers career look like Gio's.
No way, dude. Justin's got to have an 800 OPS in his career.
Dude, he's a 710. He's a 720 OPS.
That isn't Justin Upton or BJ. You're looking at BJ.
No, I'm looking at BJ. Fuck.
Yeah. Let me guess, Justin. Just to really just be a dickhead about this.
I was
I
wondering.
swear to
like,
God, I looked this up.
I was
I'm gonna
wondering
guess
'cause I was like,
Tato.
it just had no All-Star games, and I was like, that just doesn't feel right.
Hey. Justin Upton's OPS is 804.
It's pretty.
814.
It's not bad.
814.
Yeah. He's not a bad hitter, but like he's getting paid.
I just thought he was
a ton of money
overrated.
to
Like
play for 7 games.
everyone. Like, do you remember when he went to the Tigers? It was like, holy fuck! And I was like, this guy's like good, but he's not like gonna change your
Dude,
franchise.
Yeah, remember when then the Padres got him and Kimbrel, and everyone was like Justin Upton and Craig Kimbrel, and I was like, okay, Craig Kimbrel for sure, but like you're acting like Justin Upton's fucking Miguel Cabrera. Like, let's take it easy.
That was a hilarious year. That offseason, they got him, Kimbrel, and they got big game James, and then James Shields pitched at like a 58 ERA. It was the worst.
And then they flipped him for Tatis. Like imagine that shit. That's how they got Tatis.
That's how they got Tatis with the White
Yeah.
Sox.
Yeah.
Yes, the White Sox traded for James Shield after that and gave up Fernando Tatis Jr.
Man, there's some hilariously bad trades in
It's
baseball.
actually
It's
awesome.
the worst thing ever.
Also, James Shields
Makes-
hadn't been good in like
What are
a
we
year.
doing?
The White Sox were like, "Yep, we need him."
Yeah, we need Infield.
It's the worst trade of all time. But yeah, the Padres won like
I don't
74
know.
games that
I
year.
think Chris Archer for Glasnow and Meadows is the worst all time.
And Boz.
Yeah, and Boz. It's definitely the worst all time.
Hey, listen, Scott Feldman for Jake Arrieta and Pedro Strop. Thank you to Orioles. Because Jake Arrieta won a World Series and Pedro Strop was our best setup guy for 5 years during that span as well.
To be fair, though, Jake Arrieta was not good with the Orioles.
Yeah, he was horrifying. Yeah, it wasn't like a year like
I think
last
it's
now with the
because
Pirates.
when he got to with the Cubs, he just started fucking doing Pilates.
Yeah, my God, he was so good on the Cubs. And then obviously ruined that this year with his Cubs history, but whatever.
I think that signing fucked the Phillies.
Yeah, I mean, that one was so bad.
He was terrible.
Yeah, I mean, he literally threw like a 4 1 year and he was hurt. And then after that, he was throwing like 4.8 and was hurt. And
Just
making like 30 million a year.
don't sign aging stars. Like, I don't know why you'd sign anybody at over 30 to like a fucking stupid deal. There's
Yeah,
no-
especially like, yeah, it's just so bad. Especially because he was clearly like losing his stuff. Like, clearly. It was going a little bit and the Cubs saw it.
Yeah.
Like Darvish, we signed him at 32 or whatever, but he was getting better and throwing 95 still with his slider breaking 5 feet. Hey, Cat.
Yeah, he was nasty.
Well, thank you everybody for joining us tonight. I think that's going to be it. We are looking to, with the postseason moving forward, go to 2 times a week. So we will be back here again on Twitch here later at the end of the week. This episode will be on Spotify and Apple Music with video versions on RBIBaseballLLC.com and YouTube. You boys got any closing remarks?
Go Cubs.
Gio Urshela is going to win the MVP next year.
If the Cardinals somehow win the World Series, I will fly to Edmonton and personally shake Connor's hand.
It's going to happen. It's Cardinals' year.
If Gio Urshela has more than 250 at-bats next year, I'm going to fucking kill myself. So,
Jesus Christ.
What do you
man.
That's the dumbest thing ever. He's going to have more than 250 at-bats.
be the Cubs like second best player right now, but
Man, you better hope he walks a
You
lot
better
next
hope
year,
he
Nick.
breaks his leg.
And
No,
I
you
just
better hope
put
he-
that.
I mean, I'm gonna break his legs just because I can't watch this fucking guy play baseball anymore. I'm
Oh,
listening to Mike McKay
you're a
act like he's
fucking
fucking
moron.
Alex Rodriguez.
I don't understand your hate for Gio Urshela.
Dude, people
Yes.
act like it's fucking Barry Bonds up there. This guy's the
Nobody-
worst player of all.
Oh my god. It's a good
Yeah,
baseball. He hit 3 1 year.
Yeah,
Nick.
1 year with like 15 home runs. And everyone's like, oh my god, Gio Urshela is breaking out. And I was like, oh yeah, is he breaking out? He's a 720 OPS this year.
Hate for Gio is just uncalled for.
Listen, all I know is the Yankees like him, and I don't know.
I was against Burns here on this, but you've taken this to like a hatred of Gio for some reason.
I'm not gonna lie. I looked at his numbers. It was 2 years ago. He had like an 880 OPS. He fucking lit the world on fire. I don't understand how it happened, but he did.
Yeah, he had an 889 OPS, 21 bombs, 74 RBIs. He hit 314.
Yeah, it's such a good year.
He just didn't. I don't know. He didn't have a great year this year. Last year, even in the
Okay.
short season.
Listen, we're not counting last year. 60 games. I mean, I hit 315 in 60 games.
You could not hit 315 in the big leagues in 60 games.
In the show. If I played the show, I could
Homer, I've seen your swing. It is atrocious. You cannot.
I couldn't
hit.
hit 315 in 60 JV in high school baseball.
If you went back into high school baseball, there's no chance you could hit 300.
I'd be a horrendous high school hitter currently.
That's a content piece. Let's fly you back down Cherry Creek this summer and fucking see if you can hang.
Just handpick the dweebiest looking sophomore off the sophomore team and have him chuck it against me and just fucking light me up. Hey, that sounds like a great time. I hit one ground ball up the middle, and I like I was Alex Rodriguez. Ian.
Nick, Sandy threw it a 3-1 and had 9 wins.
Where's that guy at? There he is.